And this is the gatekeep that I was expecting. It is Moist waiting for them on the other side. We are going on to a new game right after this.
Okay, game 7 is coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to see though, who could be moving on to match point now? FaZe, they're sitting at 45 currently. LG sitting at 40. There's a couple of teams still alive, Vicky, that can make it further.
Crazy how close as well that black hand was. We have to see. So we can see Dojo, another one of our teams on our radars.
I mean, they're in a fantastic spot. Dojo, Pulverex, TSM, FaZe, all within buildings, within the zone right now. LG, Shivas, they're outside, but still in a good spot. Imagine if an LCQ team took out the championship. This is crazy that they're doing as well as they are. I mean, Timmy, come on.
But then that's also through the chant of TSM ringing through the crowd, giving them energy as they hold down their building. They want to see the pop-off game that they know TSM can have. Moist fighting on the edge of this circle. It's FaZe that's inside of this building right to their left. They throw out the nade, they wait with the piercing spikes, but up above them and in front of them, it is going to be LG and FaZe to their left.
They can't get in, can't even peek through and get any damage. There's about a 2-second window after you blow off those reinforced doors where you cannot reinforce it. That's the window you've got to work with. These guys, they can't do anything in that time because LG were locking down the sights at them.
Farming that damage with the knuckle cluster from the Fusey. Oxygen Esports is playing outside of TSM's building. You see the EMP ring out in the building that is being shared by 3 other squads. Make it forth with Realize making an appearance. It's Dojo, Pulverex, KCP, and Realize fighting on the outskirts of this building alone and on the edge of the circle.
You can see Saku in the drone there, popping that EMP on his APAC North teammates beforehand. I think Realize may have got the reset and continued on here, so merely Evo damage for Pulverex in use of that ultimate. But they do have the roof. It'll keep them in for quite a while, assuming they can fend off this push.
Oh, Osaka going down though. Shimmy has to look right behind him. Look who comes in from the zipline, and look who comes in from the skies. A Rez with the respawn beacon on the building that has not just 2 teams, 3 total squads with LG looking on. This is crazy.
I think it was KCP that actually just pulled off that Moby res there.
I cannot believe this. KCP with that res. Gonna be able to move all the way up onto that 2nd floor. The fact that they got the res and the reset is insane. The EVA 8 shots ringing inside this 1st floor of the building. Find him outside. Serdell gets taken out. It's only up to Nasky, who is fully up and healthy, playing around the head glitch of the desk before sliding through the smoke. They have to finish fight quickly, and KCP come out on top, taking out Dojo.
I mean, Nasky's face, it's like there's no pressure on him. It's like he's playing a ranked game at home. How is he this calm right now?
All practice. Having to keep your cool. Hal moves up. He takes down the reinforcements on the door, though. He gets beamed the moment he pops his head. He still is able to find Vayne. With that knock, he goes right back to go for the reset. Verhoes and Reps are right there to help him out, sending the grenade all the way up to the other side of the fence line. Realize playing on the outskirts. This final ring is closing, and sooner or later, TSM have to funnel outside this building.
If LG can stay hidden behind the wall, they actually may be in the best spot to avoid the carnage that is about to ensue in this lobby. 6 teams left, most of them just about to move out of cover.
The ring, adding in some assistance. Be your own sometimes, or you have to fight your life from the ring, having to look behind you. That building shares that boardway. KCP, Zane alive, drops down, double catwalk called in. 6 squads remain. The creeping barrage from Moist knocks down Nasky. KCP in trouble as they get cleared out.
You've got almost no idea who you're shooting at. It doesn't matter which team they're from. You've just got to find a target and click.
It's a chance from the crowd giving TSM the energy they need. From the chat as well, the supporters, to give TSM the dub as FaZe find themselves in another top 5.
TSM though, they're all by themselves at the moment. There's a fracas behind the wall, but they will strike at the last moment.
FaZe against TSM.
Oh
There's only
my
one alive.
God.
The nade from Burrows. FaZe get eliminated, and TSM are your Game 6 champions.
I see.
Take that fight.
Well, as Peeps would say, levels. You've got people on all different levels of that building, and as the game goes on and on, it gets more congested. Alliance now will drop, and we're down to 7. Blackhand and Moist down on the south here. Phony somehow still hasn't been discovered. You can see him. Oh, man.
Want to note that Dojo being alive for this long and getting the KP that they have has set them up with 50 points. They join alongside our other match point teams to wait to see if they have another opportunity to take the dub, to take this year's championship.
You can see it's not a fantastic spot that they've got down there. Bangalore ult, a black hole, a couple of grenades honestly could spell the end of them. This building is what's important. You can stay in it until the circle is almost completely closed. It'll be interesting to see how Blackhand and Moist play out on the bottom side, the south side of this. Phony did his best, but couldn't get any more than 7th there. Okay, it's gonna be a battle of the north and south.
Now with FaZe going down, Blackhand and Optic Gaming are your match point teams that are still alive. Dojo with the cat wall up, trying to take a fight against Moist, trying to poke from afar without trying to overcommit at the same time, especially with Walty having the L stuff, but they lose on an MT.
No!
Oh, the shield bat popped off! The shield bat coming in clutch! Moist Esports get eliminated!
Okay, Blackhand, they've waited a nice amount of time here. They can't see anyone through this cat wall, though. The Bang ult, even more, is going to send them back, and they will take back the safety of their generator and the Watson fences set up. This interception pylon is so good against the compositions that the other teams are running. You can't throw a black hole in there. You can't throw a Bang ult in there. They're safe until they want to move.
And that's the importance of having the Watson in their team comp. The gameplay that they've been running into with this composition to play into this play style is beautiful. TSM still looking down on Pride Rock on the rooftops of this building. Optic Gaming having to fight for their lives. The evac tower has been called in right in front of them as Hal gets the knock in the feed.
Okay, start a fight. Unfortunately, dropping one early. Still 2 match point teams left alive out of the last fight. Will Optic finally close it out, or can Blackhand really make everyone who supported them look like the best team in the world?
4 squads left. Start a fight, go down. Optic Gaming, Blackhand still in this fight. Blackhand though, strafing flame, easy flash as well. This may be it for Blackhand, and it is. Optic Gaming are still alive for how long? It's dropped. It's TSM from the high ground. 3 teams left, and the circle is looking like a skittle.
No one knows who anyone is in Optic. Once again, they can't manage it. It's going to be Dojo versus TSM as the circle closes, and TSM! Yet more teams achieving match point eligibility. With that win, TSM, of course, will throw themselves above that threshold.
They can get a victory, they can keep this tournament going, it would be big points as well.
The big thing here is, will TSM try and push up on this? Will they leave that cave? Or will the threat of Starfight Esports be too much for them to commit to this fight and cross that open ground? At the moment, it's Alliance who seem to have the upper hand in this fight, especially with effect-hitting sprays like this. But there's the help. Up from high, it's Starfight who influenced that fight and take him down.
And you said, will TSM join? No, but Blackhand do. Pioneers eliminated in the meantime. Blackhand want this fight. They want this eastern side. They want to be able to dominate and hold as much space as possible.
Pioneers eliminated. Blackhand want to take this spot away. Easy Flash has got to be so careful. Player Case trying to pop an ult excel. But the zone is starting to be a problem for them. They've been forced forward through that cat wall, into the fire, but they do get one. Yuki will fall. Alliance eliminated!
And Blackhand hold, but now, are we going to see Ascend actually be able to do any damage from a distance here? TSM also have eyes. There's a few teams with height who have vision on Blackhand, but it looks like Blackhand just stay on their feet, as TSM, still on the northern side, are still threatened by SAF above them, may I add. But do they know they're there? Yes, they definitely know they're there, because you can see how, looking up, he can see the bullets coming from SAF now.
SAF do have the Valkyrie. The composition could be influencing the decision that's going to be made here by Starterfight Esports. They are in such an elevated position here that if they try and hit this Valkyrie, they will be safe to do so. They can approach this zone late and really get a lay of the land. That might open the door for TSM to move in.
Well, bear in mind, for TSM to win here, it would be 3 back-to-back victories, something that's unheard of this year in ALGS on LAN. But they have to first worry about SAF. Now, Pulverix, E6, they hold a good position in the moment where they have coverage, but there's a lot of teams on that southern side that are going to be forcing them out of that position, which could put Blackhand into one of the prime spots, because they're away from all of this commotion, from all of this damage. If Blackhand can find coverage, if they can find protection, they could find themselves in the final fight.
We are into our top 9 squads. TSM, who almost had to go on an elimination bracket run. They left it to the last game to get that win to send them through to the grand finals. Moist Esports will be eliminated in the meantime. Elsewhere, you can see the Blackhand are taking a fight. Blackhand are taking a fight, and who's it against? It's TSM who are moving in, and Hal got that first knock.
Gets the first knock, wants to press up, and they will get aggressive here, because if they win this fight, they own the northern side. All the other squads are on the south. TSM win the fight, and now they're in prime position here.
But is anyone going to push on this? Can they get the reset? It looks like TSM will be able to. And all of a sudden, after back-to-back wins, TSM are in prime spot. Carnage elsewhere.
TSM once did it from the heavens, but now they can do it from the depths. They were so far behind going into match number 5, but then back-to-back victories finds them on match point here at match 8. And they have the chance to make it 3 in a row, but they have to play this one perfectly. They can't afford to slip up here, but they have loot, they've got boxes, they've got shield swaps, they've got everything they could possibly want here to win this final circle.
The cards are in the hands of TSM. The crowd know it. TSM fans at home and around the world know it as well. You do not get a better chance than this.
One of these teams on the southern side has to come out healthy, has to come out as a full 3 if TSM are going to be contested here. Otherwise, this one might just be given to them. But it was all that fight on the northern side, beating Blackhand. May have just done it, but they still have to get over this final hurdle here. And I tell you what, it could be SAF. SAF on this lower side, they're not going to take as much damage because these guys in the building are going to fight one another. And it was SAF who originally threatened TSM.
TSM try and take a little bit more space. The digi-threat here for Hal means the Bangalore smokes are not going to be an exit option for some of these teams inside of the building. And I tell you what, TSM are not going to wait for the game to come to them. TSM are going to go and win the game themselves. Pulverix down. Ascend down. 2 more teams for TSM to deal with to call themselves champions.
And I love this, push the narrative, give yourself the best opportunity. Iron Blood Gaming, the next team to potentially go down here. This is going to be SAF versus TSM in the final fight.
3v3, a chance for legacy to become a dynasty for TSM. The zone cut in half. Pressure on Verhulst as the catalyst to make a play. Starfight could play pie poopers here, and TSM are going to have to wait.
These Watson fences could be massive.
Apex Folklore once again repeating itself as Hal, once again from the heavens, gets the opening knock. The CEO with a hostile takeover. TSM are your champions.
From legacy to a dynasty. It is now complete for TSM.